In this video, you're about to uncover who's to blame for the shipwreck of Anna and Elsa's parents. You'll also delve into how Grandpa Pedro's spirit watches over the Madrigal family. We'll unveil the true villain of Frozen 1, and you'll learn how Mother Gothel could have come out on top if she hadn't made two crucial mistakes. All this adventure and more awaits you today. In the description, I'll provide a time frame for each topic in case you want to watch one first. It seems that Grandma Alma unwittingly exhibited villainous traits since, because of her, the town could have thrived much more. Isabel Madrigal had the ability to change absolutely everything for the better, but her grandmother restricted her gift. Isabela Madrigal has always been seen as the family's perfect girl. Since childhood, she was pressured by her grandmother to confine her gift to creating flowers. This was a big mistake on Alma's part, as her power isn't limited to just flowers. It extends to all vegetation, including fruits and vegetables. If Isa hadn't exercised her gift without restrictions, it would have had a significant positive and economic impact on the entire town. From improving agriculture to contributing to the village's sustainability, the options seem almost limitless. But Grandma chose to squander her beloved granddaughter's gift. Drop the evil emoji if you think Alma made a mistake. In Frozen 2, we uncover what happened to the girls' parents, but they didn't reveal what caused the ship to wreck on its way to Ahtohallan to learn more about Elsa's powers. If you analyze the situation, you realize that someone was to blame for the accident. The magical vision reveals the ship was sunk by a powerful current. The evidence leads us to consider that the culprit behind this is the Nokk, as the guardian of the waters of Ahtohallan. It could have seen Agnar and Iduna as a threat and acted to protect its territory. A key example of the nature of this spirit is seen when it battles Elsa. Initially, it mercilessly attacks her and tries to end her. However, Elsa manages to tame this spirit, turning it into her ally. Another factor that could have driven Nokk to do what it did is the betrayal of Elsa's grandfather, King Runejard, towards the Northuldra people, when Agnar and Iduna were near the area, reigniting a legacy of resentments. Nokk saw it as a continuing threat, prompting it to act in defense. If we delve deeper into this spirit, we discover that in Norse folklore, Nokk is described as a kelpie that enjoys drowning its victims. This reinforces the idea that Nokk is responsible for the shipwreck. Drop the angry emoji if you're upset with Nokk. You might want to hold off on commenting for a bit, as this accident could be karma for ruining Anna and Elsa's lives. In a few minutes, we'll discuss this. Feel free to jump to it if you're ready to see it. The magical casita of the Madrigal family is much more than a simple inhabited structure. Grandpa Pedro's spirit could be alive and active within La Casita's magic, protecting and caring for its family from beyond. And right now, I'm gonna give you the data to back it up. This perception begins with the subscription to Pedro's life. In the tragic moment, a magical candle is lit, releasing energy that animates and brings La Casita to life. Since then, La Casita has displayed behaviors that go beyond what one would expect from a simple home. For example, it interacts playfully with the Madrigal children, scolds the other ones when necessary, and acts in ways that seem to reflect human emotion, almost as if it were imbued with a spirit. Additionally, the level of protection and care La Casita shows towards the family is exceptional. During its collapse, it performs surprisingly conscious actions to protect each member of the Madrigal family, cushioning Camilo and Isabela's falls and shielding Mirabel from the debris with its own fragments. These actions seem to reflect a love and protection that go beyond the physical, hinting at the presence of something more. La Casita also plays a crucial role in the reunification of the Madrigal family, subtly guiding Mirabel to Bruno's hideout, which catalyzes the family's reconciliation. Let's play a game for a few seconds. Would you like to find out which Frozen character you are? I'm going to spin the wheel, and you'll stop by pausing the video wherever you want. The character that lands in the center will be your character. You can play as many times as you want by rewinding the video and discovering which other character you could be. Perhaps what Nokk did to Elsa and Anna's parents was karma for ruining their daughters' lives. Poor decisions result in devastating consequences for them. When the girls have the accident, King Agnar and Queen Iduna face a dilemma on how to handle Elsa's powers. They opt for an extreme solution. They turn to the trolls, who erase Anna's memory, and also advise that Elsa should be isolated. This decision to isolate Elsa, hiding her powers and emotions, destroyed her childhood and youth under a veil of fear and loneliness. On the other hand, Anna was deeply affected by her sister's absence. She feels abandoned and alone. This loneliness drives her towards rash and dangerous decisions like her hasty engagement to Hans. All of this paints Agnar and Iduna as bad parents. There's something else that crosses the line. A dungeon to contain Elsa was built in secret part of Arendelle Castle, revealing the deep fear that her parents had for their own safety and that of the kingdom. The big question here is, could the shipwreck caused by Nokk also have been driven by karma? Leave your answer in the comments. At first glance, you might not realize it, but Olaf is much more than just a perpetually cheerful character. He symbolizes Elsa's lost childhood and her desire for a life without fear, restrictions, and filled with happiness. To understand this, we must go back to Elsa's childhood. From a young age, she had to hide her powers and suppress her emotions due to her parents' strict teachings and the fear of causing harm. Her life was marked by worry and doubt, traits that followed her into adulthood. In short, Olaf represents everything that Elsa couldn't be. Having a friendly personality, being outgoing, living carefree, and other virtues. Currently, Elsa's reality remains the opposite. She lives in fear of hurting people with her powers and often hides her emotions. It's believed that when Elsa created Olaf, she projects onto him the qualities that she always longed for herself. The true villain of Frozen 1 might not be Hans, but a group no one had suspected, the Trolls. These mystical beings could be the true architects behind Hans's transformation into an antagonist, all to favor a romantic union between Anna and Kristoff. Initially, Hans presents himself as a charismatic and caring character towards Anna. He leads them to live unique moments, from a charming duet to heroic acts, like saving Elsa from a tragic moment. All of this paints him as a charming prince with no evil in his heart. However, this picture changed dramatically within hours. If you delve deeper into the Trolls, you'll discover that they can magically manipulate people. According to literature and folklore, these mystical beings are known for their tricks and manipulations. The key point is when the Trolls interrupt Hans and Anna's relationship. When Anna arrives with Kristoff at his home, the Trolls show excessive enthusiasm to pair them, ignoring her engagement to Hans. They even sing about how the engagement is just a minor thing, indicating their willingness to disrupt that relationship. From this moment, Hans changes. His personality undergoes a radical change, no longer being a good person. He becomes calculating, very evil, and treacherous, characteristics he had not shown before. If the Trolls were responsible for Hans's change, this would make them very, very evil. You probably didn't know that there's a hidden reference between Encanto and Moana. Isabela and Te Fiti share a surprising connection. As we already know, Isabela has the ability to make vegetation grow. Something similar is seen with Te Fiti, who possesses the power to create life and transform barren landscapes into lush oases. Additionally, in one of the scenes where Isa is the protagonist, we see a nod to Te Fiti. In her moment of utmost expression of her gift, she emulates the appearance of green statues and lush vegetation, evoking a similar image to Te Fiti. Mother Gothel could have maintained her control over Rapunzel and the source of her eternal youth if she had made two crucial mistakes. The first significant error was revealing Rap's true birthday. By doing so, unaware, Gothel linked the blonde to a very special event happening in the Kingdom of Corona, the annual floating lantern release in honor of the lost princess. If Gothel had chosen a different date for Rapunzel's birthday, she could have avoided the emotional connection and the princess's growing desire to explore beyond the confines of the tower. Gothel's second mistake was deciding to stay near the Kingdom of Corona after kidnapping Raps. This decision exponentially increased the risk of being discovered, as being so close to the epicenter of the search for the lost princess made it easier for the truth to eventually come to light. Moving away and settling in a more remote and disconnected location from the kingdom would have drastically reduced the chances of Rapunzel ever finding clues about her origin and her true family.